Despite greater acceptance these days, studies show that school can still be a tough and occasionally violent time for young gay and lesbian students. In other states, GSAs or gay-straight alliances have been set up to prevent that. It's not something that's been tried in South Australia until one Unley High student decided she was going to change that.
I've been called dyke.
I've been called queer.
I've been called man dyke.
Homo.
Queer. Leso.
That's so gay.
Poofter.
That's so gay. Not in our school. It's not what we stand for.
We've come a long, long way together.
For young gay and lesbian students, school can too often be the setting for some of life's harshest lessons.
Mostly in Year 11, I felt really isolated and felt like I didn't belong and felt like there wasn't really a spot for who I was in the school.
Last year, as a Year 12 student at Unley High School, 17-year-old Indy Wishart decided to do something about that. Earlier in the year, she'd come out to her friends and then to the wider school. Then, for her SACE research project, she decided to set up a GSA, a gay-straight alliance.
It was really about creating an environment at school where every single student was able to feel safe and comfortable to do their learning. And I know that when I was much younger, I often, didn't rock up at school or was like my learning and my concentration, my focus was affected by the fact that I felt so unhappy and so, uncomfortable with where I was in the school.
Unley is the first school in this state to get a GSA, but they already exist in a number of schools in Victoria. There's nothing particularly complicated about them. Indy Wishart says despite what some might assume, the students don't plot demonstrations, don't design floats and frocks for Mardi Gras, and don't agitate for gay marriage. It is simply a place at school for students to meet and talk, usually weekly or fortnightly, though one question never gets asked in a GSA.
That question is never asked. You're never asked if you identify as same-sex attracted. If you want to volunteer that information, you can.
Sometimes people still don't know, and it takes a while to recognise yourself before you feel comfortable to talk with others about your sexuality.
That's not the point of the group. The group is just there to be supportive and accepting of everyone, no matter what their differences, and so it doesn't matter to us.
Bullying, in whatever form and for whatever reason, has become a major focus in schools. Since 1998, La Trobe University has studied the experience of over 3,000 young gay and lesbian students around Australia. In the most recent report, it found 61% were verbally abused, 18% physically assaulted, 80% of the abuse happened at school, and 69% reported other forms of bullying, such as cyber abuse or being excluded from school activities. La Trobe University has also found that bullying has led to young gay and lesbian suicides.
Come here. What's going on here?
It was for all of those reasons and a desire not to see them happen in her school that led Unley High Principal Susan Cameron to support the GSA, even with some initial nerves.
Yes, absolutely. The issue is always about finding your own sense of moral courage and purpose, and there's no way I could say no because I've been working in the area of equity forever, really, but I was aware of the fact that it would not necessarily be something accepted broadly by our community.
Though so far, so good, she says. No one has complained, at least to her face, and the GSA continues this year with Amy Park and Ben Strample. Neither identify as gay, but then again, they're not in it for themselves.
I joined the GSA because a friend of mine came out as being gay, and as a result of that, he experienced a lot of homophobic bullying, and at the time I didn't stand up and help him because I felt like if I were to help him that I would be subjected to similar sort of treatment, and so I didn't do anything and he ended up leaving the school as a result. And so for me, when a year ago the group was formed, it was my way of making it up to him, of saying, look, I am doing something now.
What's happened at Unley has also been noticed at other schools, and it's caught the eye of student teacher Brodie McGee, himself a veteran of coming out at school at 15.
It wasn't too bad. It was a lot better than I thought, and I guess, once I came out, I was thinking why I didn't do it a lot sooner.
Using social media, YouTube and the like, he's also making information packs for students looking to form their own GSAs, drawing on Indy Wishart's experience.
It needs to be organic from the students, and it definitely needs to be student-led and student-run. We do feel that it's important that we don't push an agenda on anyone, but at the same time, this is something that we want students to be involved in and to start up. And so rather than approach schools, it is the fact that students come to us and then we help them and we support them however we can.
Exam week, first week back next term.
At Brighton High School, 17-year-old Alice Williamson is setting up a GSA. She too is doing it as her Year 12 SACE research project.
I admire people who stand up for something, even if it doesn't directly affect them. I think this is something that someone had to do, and that just happens to be me. So I don't think I'm brave. I think I'm average.
No one is suggesting that this will change the world, though the La Trobe study found gay kids feel safer just knowing their school has a GSA, and that, for many, is some achievement.
I've heard some of the Gay Straight Alliance kids last year and this year say that they feel a sense of belonging in the school, and as I'm someone that's understood what it's like not to feel like you can belong and to feel isolated, the fact that they feel like that and the fact that I managed to feel like that after setting it up is very rewarding and does make me feel quite proud, yeah.